Hello, beautiful people. It's Serena from ArchAngel Connection, and this is our Angel Sciences show. Today we're going to be talking about absorption and flow. All about energy. We're doing a little experiment with absorption and adsorption with me and my nieces. And then afterwards we're going to have a little chat about energy flow and how important it is to make sure you can take it in. All right, so you have a beautiful time watching our little experiment, and then we're going to have a chat. Okay. Hello, it's Serena from ArchAngel Connection, and we're doing our Angel Sciences show. I have my lovely nieces with me, and we're going to do another little experiment for you. Today we're doing adsorption. So most people will use this word with the word absorption. They're very similar. And the idea is absorption is taking something into yourself and making yourself bigger. So like a cell that would take water into it becomes bigger. It's absorbing. Adsorbing usually is taking something and attaching it to yourself and moving with it. You're still bigger, but you don't take it into yourself. So we're talking about adsorption today. We are going to be doing a little experiment so we can show you what we're talking about. So this down, we have 25 milliliters each there, perfect, of blue food coloring.
In water.
In water. Well, thank you very much.
Of course.
2 paper towels that are exactly the same, from the same roll, yes. One of these paper towels we are going to, I'm just going to fold into 4, and I'm going to wet it in this bowl of water. So there it is, completely soaking wet. Now I'm going to squish it out. Squish it. Okay. So it's not dripping all over the place. But here it is, the wet paper towel.
It kind of looks like one of those wipes that you use.
It does. It looks like a
Yeah.
So there it is, a moist towelette, if you will. What I'm going to do is roll it a little bit, just so it'll fit inside
with this very small hole.
Our small hole. You hold that one, please, just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to fold this dry paper towel now, the same way. And the idea is, what we're trying to prove is whether the already wet paper towel will take up more of the blue fluid, or if the dry paper towel will. Now, what do we discussed that what we think is going to happen? What do we think is going to happen?
The dry one will absorb more than the wet one, because the wet one already has a bunch of wet, so it won't absorb
so now we're going to do a proof now. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So you hold this one.
We're proving it.
And then what we're going to do is just dip them in. You can dip them all the way to the bottom if you like. It's fine. Yep. And just give it a moment. And then we're going to watch the absorption. Watch it climb.
Walking water.
Yeah. There it's passing.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Passing. Yeah, yours passed too.
Watch the level
and
dropping.
Watch the level dropping
Water
inside.
level is dropping.
So we're going to let it go for a little bit here. We can see that it's definitely climbing. Yours is still climbing though too. There's some wicking action going on, but we're talking about the absorption. So you should be able to tell quite easily by the numbers on our little flask that you see that the numbers on your flask, they almost didn't change at all.
Wow.
And yet the number on this one changed a lot. So what did we show?
That the dry one absorbs more than the wet one, because the wet one has more water.
That's right.
It's still going.
It's still going. So the point is, the dry one does absorb more. And that's what we wanted to show in this experiment. So thank you very much for watching, and we're going to show you the metaphysical part of this little experiment in just a moment.
It's dripping. Put it in here.
Perfect. Thanks, ladies. So what do you think? Seems pretty clear, right? Adsorption, when you had the paper towel that already had a liquid in it, already had clean water in it, it couldn't take up a lot of the colored water. But the dry one, the one without a liquid already in it, could take up a lot more. This is very basic science. We understand this. Now, I'm not here to teach you this science. You already know this. These visuals are just there to give us a little starting point so we can talk. So today we're talking about flow, energy flow. People ask me a lot of questions Well, people ask me a lot, full stop. People ask me a lot of questions. I work with energy. When people say, what do you do? I say, I work with energy. Now that's too vague for most people, apparently. But pinpointing exactly one thing that you do, it may help people get a little bit of a grip on things, but it's not true, is it? Because we do a lot of things. When we talk about energy, we talk about every time we do any sort of session together with somebody. I work with the angelic realm. I work with other realms too. I teach people how to do energy work. But one of the most important things I teach them that they already know how to do, but my wording is slightly different, and that helps things work a little bit better. Grounding. So grounding, the intention is to connect your body's energy down into the earth energy. Everybody knows that. Oh, yeah, I've been to yoga class. I know what's going on. Do ya? I thought I did. Nope. It's more important than that. It's part of the flow. To take in that energy, that earth energy, that clean, strong, I call it smooth, healing energy. To take that in, you have to purge energy that's not serving you, which I call fractured energy. So anger and pain, frustration, doubt, all that kind of stuff. You have to intentionally remove energy that's not useful to you to take in energy that is useful to you. A lot of people, when they do mediumship or trance or channeling, whatever it is they do, a lot of people will say that they're exhausted afterwards. They're so tired. Yeah. Here's why. Because what you did was take in the energy and you didn't release anything. You weren't part of the flow. You were a vessel to take something in. That's not good enough. Now, you know this in your normal jobs. Whether you're somebody who works in an emergency room in a hospital, wow, people are just throwing stuff at you all the time. If you took all of that into you and then went home, what happens? You're furious at your mate, you're angry in traffic. It bubbles up because you have a one-way valve. You take everything in and then you hold it and it affects you, right? Not in a positive way. If you have this crazy stressful job, let's just stick with the emergency room example for now. What you learn to do is either shield, say, I'm not going to take that in. I will assess you from over here, from behind my wall, assess you, and then move on. So nothing, I won't let anything touch me. Okay. Or you understand how flow works and you say, yes, go ahead. Tell me these sad stories. Tell me what horrible thing happened to you. Let me assist you. I can take that from you to help you purge what's not helping you. And because I know about flow, I can take it in and send it out again. I can help you direct that energy. I'll just take it and make it part of the flow because I know how that works. And then you get a much better interaction with people. People are willing to tell you more. If you're willing to take more, they'll tell you more. Before I officially was doing this kind of work, people would tell me their stories all the time. And they're not pretty stories. A lot of these stories are, wow, movie of the week. I only want to watch that one time because, wow, how does anybody live through that? Stories, right? A lot of energy workers get that. Why it works. Why I don't go home and cry every minute of the day for these people is because I know that doesn't help them. I know that doesn't help me and doesn't help the people in my life. But if you're so bogged down by whatever you've taken in, whatever's happened to you, whatever is going on around you, if you're so bogged down, you don't have a clue how to open up the flow, let stuff move through. And sometimes if it's physical or whatever's going, it's really hard to think about energy flow. I get that, of course. But that's what the rest of us are here for. I'm not going through anything horrendous. Let me assist you. Let me take that from you and help you direct it down and out. So when you do something like grounding, that the intention is to raise up your vibration, make yourself stronger so you can do whatever it is you're going to do, whether that's get ready to go into that emergency room or go into the courtroom or just get behind the counter and serve the people, your customer service. That's an amazing thing. People are always tossing stuff at you. That's how we interact. Good interactions, you allow them to give that to you, and you get rid of it. You don't keep it. It's not yours. It's not yours. Somebody gives you, I always say this, somebody gives you a gift of broken glass. Here's some broken glass. Would you like this gift? Your answer is, no, thank you. But I don't think you should be holding on to that broken glass. And I know where there's a, recycling machine. I'll just take that from you. Get rid of it. The stronger you are, the more you can do. The more you can get rid of all that stuff that slows you down, that angers you, that frightens you. Most of the time, things can be brought down to fear. If you can get rid of that stuff, you can take in more of the beauty, right? If you ground before you do energetic work, you can take in more of the energy. It won't overwhelm you. Even the big, beautiful stuff that's coming at you, you need an outlet. Otherwise, you fill up and, right? Or you fill up and fall asleep, or whatever the deal is. You get exhausted. That's not being integrated with the flow of energy. To be integrated, you have to take in and let out. You have to be part of the flow. Flow is very important. Taking in is good. Letting go is good. But even when you're spending a lot of time letting go of stuff, purging, I'm going to purge that. Oh, that's an old memory, or whatever the deal. That relationship was awful, or whatever it was. Purge, purge, purge. If you do not intentionally fill that space, and we're using space very loosely here, but fill that space with beautiful, healing, gorgeous, supportive energy with intention, then what do? Now, what you've done then, if you had the vessel that was filled with broken glass, and you took out all the broken glass, now you've got an empty vessel. So what's going to go in there? Unless you intend it to be lovely chocolate or presents or whatever, unless you intend it to be something beautiful and gorgeous and healing and wonderful, you leave it up to who? Somebody stronger nearby, somebody's going through more stuff. If you leave it empty without intention, somebody else will have an intention for that space. You belong to you. You belong to you. You decide. You decide what comes in. You decide. And if somebody's giving you stuff, maybe you're in a relationship and that, at work or whatever the deal is, where all this stuff is coming at you. You have a boss who's not so friendly, manager, whatever the deal is, they send you stuff. That's fine. You go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'll take it. Get rid of it. I'm not keeping it. I'm not allowing it into myself. That's stress. I'm going to be part of that flow. Just let it move and intentionally fill myself with gorgeous stuff. That's why you have those pictures of your happy family on your desk, or pictures of where you want to travel on your walls, or all those things. You surround yourself with the beauty and the happiness and the joy that raises up your vibration, gets you going, gets you moving. And then what do? And then you make sure that all the stuff that isn't helping you has an exit point. Go away. So I have this I love you on me. This is not a permanent tattoo. It's a temporary tattoo. Because what I do is I teach, one of the things I teach is angelic Ho'oponopono. So Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian technique, and they teach it, people teach it to help people with their relationships. When I teach it, I teach angelic, so I teach it with the metaphysics and Once you have that, once you understand flow, once you understand all those things, you can change every block in your life. But step one is I love you. And I love you to the self, for the self, to the self. Why? Because that raises up your vibration. Even if you are in a situation where you have all kinds of rotten stuff coming at you, or everybody, let's say you're in this very, crazy, but let's say we're in a plane crash and you're the only one who's walking around and feeling fine and everybody around you's moaning and crying and all this stuff's happening. You want to help them. You're going to help them. You're going to take that stuff in. You're not keeping it. The higher and stronger you are, the more you can fill yourself with great stuff, the better it is. So even if you're surrounded only with all kinds of fractured energy, rotten stuff, you can say, I love you to the self, raise up your vibration, feel stronger, be stronger. You have to be part of the flow. Every opportunity, you fill yourself with beautiful, loving vibration, strong, clean, healing energy every chance you get. And when you do a grounding, if you're in whatever, meditation or yoga class or whatever the deal is, understand that every time you're taking stuff in, you're also pushing stuff out. Make sure that you intend that what you push out is fractured and not serving you, and what you pull in is beautiful and smooth and healing. Then you're intentionally part of the flow. You're in charge. That's the plan. So there you go. That's our talk about adsorption and energy flow. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to continue with our angel sciences. I know we haven't done tons of shows yet. I had a few injuries, a few little issues myself. We're working on it. There'll be more. And if you have any offerings, something you want to talk about or something you want me to talk about, let me know. Let me know. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day and you're part of the most powerful, supportive growth flow. Bye for now.